Hello students, today again we are going to start our lecture on advanced welding. This is lecture number 13 and it is in continuation of all last 12 lectures. The last lecture which I have taken was of resistance welding. Now, this lecture will focus on friction welding. So, when I say friction welding, friction you all have studied in first year and many of students are using this, you know what is friction and then how it is important in welding and why we are using this in welding, where it has come from welding and why it is important. Other weldings we are using flux, we are using filler materials, current was used, we were using electrodes, we are using gas, lot of things we are using. For friends, this is the only welding technique, friction welding, where we are not going to use these things. We will utilize the natural friction between the two material and we can see the results of welding. Friends, students, remember one thing, that when it is very difficult to join two dissimilar materials, engineers and scientists are always in search of that how suppose a copper rod is to be welded with aluminum, which is not possible with the with whatever techniques welding techniques we have studied till now. How we are going to use it, and you know very well in today's engineering world where you want to reduce the material, you are using high end material. Suppose a fighter aircraft speed is to be increased and the material of that aircraft is to be brought down, then you need to choose different combinations of material. So, this friction welding has given us a very good results and this has enabled us to weld two different types of materials like aluminum and copper can be welded, titanium and other copper material can be welded. So, this way this has its advantage and has a special place at in welding. Okay. So, we are going to see the contents and we are going to see the contents that today we are going to cover. So, definition of friction welding, about friction welding we will be talking, steps involved in friction welding, advantages of friction welding, different types of friction welding, friction stir welding, this is the type of friction welding, rotary friction welding RFW, linear friction welding, that is LFW. These welding techniques, this much welding techniques we have to study. Initially we will try to understand that what is friction welding. Students, you must have easily guessed now by this time that this is welding is basically the friction between two materials, but how we are utilizing it for our purpose? Our purpose is to weld it. So, we have to increase the friction to a point where heat generation will be happening and that heat generation should be enough to fuse two materials. So, friction welding allows more materials and material combinations to be joined than with any other welding processes. I already said that. A whole range of different material combinations such as steel copper, which was not possible earlier, steel aluminum or aluminum magnesium can be joined without any difficulty. With friction welding, joint are possible not only between two solid materials or two hollow parts. Solid material hollow parts combinations can be reliably welded. So, it can be a solid part, it can be hollow from inside, but the surface, both surface, the end surface, the sectional view can be welded. Friction weld parts are characterized by great accuracy in their length and eccentricity. The process is distinguished by a very short welding time and thus extremely short cycle time. So, this is an advantage of choosing welding friction welding. Now, students, you see the diagram here, it starts from this side, you can see this is the diagram. So, this is stage 1, then this is stage 2 and behind me is stage 3. We will take one by one. So, when I say stage 1, two dissimilar materials are brought together, one is holded, one is holded in a stationary clamp, the second part is positioned in a rotating spindle and they are brought in contact. One component in stage 1 is positioned in a stationary clamp, the second part is positioned in the rotating spindle, which then brought up to a predefined rotational speed at the right moment predefined axial force is applied. So, friends, at a particular time when the both materials are brought together, axial load is applied. In stage 2, these conditions are maintained for a predetermined time. That time depend on material, the type, different type of material to be welded, and so that there is no T is equal to 10 minutes or T is equal to 20 minutes, it will depend on the material. So, this is predefined time depending on the material and the size to be welded until the desired temperature and material condition exist. It is during this stage that the two material are plasticized, become malleable, because the temperature of that end which is under contact is increased, the heat is increased and that has become malleable. So, in the last stage, that is stage 3, rotational speed is stopped, then increase the additional axial forces is applied for another predetermined time, completing the weld. This provide molecular bonding and grain refinement through the weld zone. Students, we have already in material science we have read the grain refinement zones, where recovery and all recrystallization, recovery and refinement we have studied. The same exact thing happens here, where you bring the material, one is holded, one is rotating, and you apply axial load for a particular predefined time, and then you stop rotating when the temperature of the material goes up, and then axial force is again continued for a predefined time, and then material joins, material welding is done, and it is kept in such a way that refinement is of that weld zone happens, because this is the best part of this welding, where you improve the where you get the time to improve the material that weld zone material characteristics is improved. I have shown an example with this, where friction welding sectional view of a bimetal, this is aluminum and copper. It was not possible in 80s, 60s, where when material could not be able to weld. Here you can see a copper, the golden side which you see is a copper, and the other side which you see is aluminum. It is commonly used in aerospace and aerospace industry, where this type of joints are necessary to be done. Advantage of friction welding. Earlier, friends, there was nil possibility of two different types of material to be joined. So, this process is enabled joining dissimilar metals. One of the major advantage of friction welding is that it can be used to join dissimilar metals. Some of the common bimetallic friction joints are aluminum to steel, copper to aluminum, titanium to copper, nickel alloy to steel. there is no external application of heat or flux. This is another important, you are not using these things. So, the welds which we get is clean and it removes and it help us in you need not remove those things, flux and all, which is and then productive time is wasted. So, here when you do the welding, complete it and then it is ready for use. Minimal or no defect is because when you do the, suppose electric arc welding you are doing, you will have blowholes, you might have change in the properties because of the high temperature, high weld zone, around that zone also material property is affected. Here what you are doing, you are increasing the temperature, applying the axial force and you are keeping it for some time there, applying the force. As a result, refinement of that material, that area which is under welding is happening, and recovery, recrystallization and settling of molecules and atoms at that level is there. So, there are less chances of defects here, very fast process, you can easily complete it from when you compare with the other welding techniques. It takes less time, does not need much surface preparation. When you go for suppose electric arc welding, which is the simplest welding, or gas welding, you need to prepare the welding surfaces before welding. In other welding also, technique also, you need to do these things. Here this is not needed, just small cleaning is needed and then you can go for this friction welding. So, friends, different types of friction welding are there. Again, here I will say that now only till now you have understood the fundamentals of friction welding. Now, but when it comes for application in different areas, you need to develop this technique in different ways you can utilize. So, there are many many ways you can use this friction welding. The one you can use is friction stir welding, FSW, rotatory friction welding and linear friction welding, all have different applications, and that is requirement based. It depends on what type of need you have, then only you will use this. This cannot be used one or other place. So, every friction welding principle remains same, but the way we are using it is different. Friction stir welding, in this a solid state joining process developed at TWI Limited in 1991. FSW works by using non-consumable tool which is rotating and plunged into the interface of the workpiece. The tool is moved through the interface and the frictional heat causes the material to heat and soften. The rotating tool then machinability mixes the softened material to produce the solid state bond. Here what is happening is, suppose you want to join two material and there is a rotating non-consumable tool and it is rotating as well as it is putting force and is also moving in the linear direction. So, what happens when the tool comes in contact with the two workpieces, the material weld zone is happening where the materials are joined, and because of the friction as well as the force application, the material weld beds are made. So, solid state bonding is done through this. What is now rotatory friction welding? Rotatory friction welding is called as RFW. Out of the two material, one is rotating over the other surface where the weld is required. The process use compressive axial force and high rotational speed. Friends, in my third slide I have shown that diagram. When one material is fixed at an end, the other is rotating and other is rotating, as well as you put the compressive load, and when you put the compressive load, both material come in contact tightly with each other. Lot of things is happening in the terms of heat zone and material is because of the high temperature are mixing with each other, and a weld zone is made. This combination causes plasticizing of two material, eventually leading to bond between the two. Linear friction welding. In the linear friction welding, one of the material oscillates in relation with the other at high speed with high compressive force. So, suppose this is the material you want to weld, this is oscillating, and a compressive force is also applied. As a result, the resulting heat generate at the surface causes the metal plasticize, and the oxides of the surface level contaminates and burned off or expelled at the sides. So, the material is joined, high compressive force and the reciprocating motion produce the friction. As a result, the material is bonding between each other. So, these are three types of friction welding, and friends, these are used according to the requirement. Principle remains same, friction is happening everywhere, you are applying a compressive force, you are using linear, you are rotating it, or you are rotating the non-consumable tool on it and doing the friction, the parts remain in contact with each other. So, these are three combinations which are possible in friction welding, and you will be surprised to know the use of when I will discuss the use of these three welding techniques. These are the diagrams. The first one is already said, friction stir welding. So, friction stir, when the workpiece are at one place and the weld tool is rotating over each other. So, the diagram A, when you see diagram A is there. So, this force is applied and you can see this profiled probe is there, and what it is doing? It is rotating on the two materials to be workpieces to be joined. This is a transverse motion. So, it is moving from this side to this side and it is rotating too. As a result, what is happening? Heat is generated and reach to the plasticity level, and then material is joined. The second one is this is same as FSW, but it is not moving, it is at one place and joining the material. The workpiece is there and it is joining. The third one is linear friction welding. So, here you can see the workpiece is there, the force is applied, a compressive force is applied, and the oscillation is happening in one piece. So, as a result, friction is happening here, and as you can see the flash is there and the material is joined. The same technique is used in the rotating, that is rotating friction welding, where the one of the workpiece is rotating and you can see this part, the force is applied, compressive force is applied and it is weld. Friends, do not get confused with the resistance welding, say like butt welding and spot welding, that is not the case, that is other thing, that is used for thin sheets. Here we are using for material which is more thicker in nature. So, with this diagram I hope that you must have understood the three types of welding, friction welding, which are quite possible, and the principle you must have understood. So, in friction stir welding I have already shown the diagram. Here it is a detailed diagram, the same diagram. This is the unaffected portion, this is, you can see this is unaffected, and that has its importance. When I say unaffected, remember one thing, the material property change when the heat will be there, friction is going on, and then what is happening, the material property has to change. So, in this case most of the part is unaffected. So, when most of the part is unaffected, the material property remains the same as you want. And the weld zone, heat affected zone, you can see is nearby, this is shown by B, and thermomechanically affected zone TMAZ is C. This is the basically here the welding is basically going on, and the weld nugget, the part of thermodynamically affected zone which is D is shown. So, how it is happening here, the force is F force is applied, it is rotating and it is also moving in the transverse direction in the direction. So, as a result what is happening is that the welding is going. So, FSW is mainly used in the industry to join aluminum alloy of all grades in casting, in rolling or extruding conditions. Aluminum alloy butt joints with a thickness of 0.3 mm to 75 mm have been successfully joined in a single pass. That is very important when you get the weld beds in a single pass, nothing better than that. Other material have also been successfully joined, namely magnesium, titanium, copper and steel alloys. So, frictional steel welding has wide application in aluminum industry, in industries like copper industries. So, this has given us opportunity to join these types of material. Application is wide and huge. I will start with the shipbuilding and marine work, panel for decks, sides, bulkheads and floors, hulls and superstructures, helicopter landing platforms and mast and booms, aerospace industry, fuselage and wing structure, fuel tanks and fuel tanks for space vehicle, railway industry, railway stocks, vehicle floor, side and roof panels, namely high speed trains. Friends, nowadays we are hearing that high speed trains will be running in India. So, this friction welding will be an important part of it to make the wagons and all. Railway tankers are also friction welding is used, because you need to weld with single welding bed is required. Automotive, engine chassis, wheel rims, tailors, welded blanks, car body structures, seat frames. In electronics, enclosures for circuits, cooling and thermal management plates are where the friction welding is applied. Advantage of FSW, remaining in the solid state, avoiding many of the defects associated with the melting and solidification during fusion welding, such as pores, solidification, cracks. So, because it reaches to the fusion state, recovery is fast, where these defects like pores, solidification of cracks is eliminated. The peak temperature are lower, allowing a reduction in distortion and shrinkage. Whereas in other welding, what happens after cooling, the weld bed shrinks and it has an effect on the weld zone as well as the material properties. There is a pull and push things happening in the material. So, that is not going to happen here. Producing superior mechanical properties, I already said superior mechanical properties are attained. No filler material, flux or shielding gas are required, no fumes, porosity, splattering happens in this. So, when you are not using these things, these splattering will not happen. So, you do not worry about cleaning the weld bed and all. So, it saves times and it is productive. Fully automated, making the process highly repeatable. You can fully automate the system. So, you need not worry that it is handled by a manpower. and you need not worry that because of you are not using filler material, you are not using sealing gases. So, nothing you have to worry, only you have to fix the compressive forces and the rotating speed, and you manage the time. It can be easily automated, energy efficient, it is energy efficient, does not require any special edge preparation in most application of RFW. RFW is widely implemented across the manufacturing sector and has been for numerous application including turbine shafts. The students, you must see that where it is applied, it is all, you can always see that it is now applying at the high end. Why? Because the mechanical you could able to control the mechanical properties from friction welding, and that is why, and you are getting clean beds. You can weld two dissimilar material. That is why it is used in high end mechanical industries. Automotive parts included steel trucks, axles and castings, fine piston rods, copper, aluminum, electrical connections, cutting tools. I have shown here two diagrams. This is turbine shaft, this is the turbine shaft. You can see here, this is the turbine shaft. This part is welded here, this part is welded here, this similar materials are there, and you can see the piston rod, which is when a fuel is coming inside the IC engine, combustion engine, this is the part, and this has been joined. The first part is casted and the rod is use of friction welding is there. So, with this friends, today I am ending my lecture, and these are some of the use like turbine blades, application of LFW. Some of the portion of it I will be taking in next lecture, and I hope with this information till now you must have understood the application of friction welding, why it is used in high end mechanical engineering fields, and you must be utilizing these slides for understanding the friction welding. So, this is the references, you can use it for your purpose. Thank you very much.